Under the floodlights of Wembley Stadium, just under 80,000 voices rise into the cold London air, forming a single thunderous pulse that shakes the very foundations of the arena. This is heavyweight boxing returned to its cathedral, a night steeped in expectation and national pride. The ring sits bathed in white light, immaculate and unforgiving, as the referee calls the fighters forward. From England, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBA, IBF, IBO heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, AJ, an imposing colossus sculpted from discipline, power, and ambition. Across from him stands New Zealand's unbeaten WBO champion, AJvsParker, compact, composed, and quietly confident, carrying the hopes of a nation on his shoulders. Gloves touch. Instructions are given. "I want a clean fight," Joshua says calmly, his voice steady, eyes locked. Parker nods. Respect is mutual, but sentiment ends the moment the bell rings. The crowd roars as if summoned by instinct, sensing that this is more than a unification bout. It is a referendum on supremacy. Joshua towers with his long reach and sculpted frame, a physical marvel, while Parker bounces lightly on his feet, smiling faintly, hiding tension behind relaxed body language. The opening seconds are cautious, almost reverent, as both men probe with jabs, measuring distance, feeling the magnitude of the moment. This is the glamorous heavyweight division reborn, and every movement inside the ropes feels magnified by history. As the early rounds unfold, Joshua asserts his presence immediately, stepping forward behind a stiff, authoritative jab that snaps Parker's head back and reminds him of the danger lurking at the end of those long arms. Parker is forced onto the back foot, a place he does not want to be, circling, resetting, trying to find angles, while Joshua calmly cuts off the ring. The Englishman's physique is overwhelming. He looks almost to be carved from stone, shoulders rolling as he stalks his challenger, threatening with every feint. Parker fires back, landing a sharp straight right with full impact, a reminder that he is not here to survive, but to compete. Yet the power differential is evident. Joshua's shots thud with a heavier sound, carrying more menace. A crisp left hook from Joshua draws a roar from the crowd, while Parker shells up against the ropes, searching for a body shot before slipping away. The exchanges remain measured. No reckless risks, no early gambles, but tension builds with every jab. In the second round, Joshua listens to his corner, pumping the 1-2 with mechanical precision, while Parker tries to execute a patient game plan, survive the storm early, extend the fight, and test Joshua late. Parker begins to twitch, reacting to feints, not enjoying what comes back at him, but he remains composed, walking Joshua into counters when possible. The crowd senses the subtle chess match beneath the violence, appreciating Parker's resilience and Joshua's discipline. Neither man has broken yet, but the foundation of the fight is being laid, brick by heavy brick. By the middle rounds, the rhythm begins to shift, and the fight reveals its deeper layers. Parker grows in confidence, his smile returning as he finds moments of success with speed and timing, slipping just out of range and snapping counters before Joshua can fully commit. He knows Joshua has been hurt before, by Klitschko, by moments of vulnerability, and he searches for those gaps with increasing intent. Joshua, however, shows fantastic ring presence, claiming the center, dictating geography, forcing Parker to fight his fight. When they engage toe-to-toe, sparks fly, the crowd rising with every exchange. Parker lands a left hand. Joshua answers with a stiff right. The referee becomes an ever-present figure, quick to step in and separate them at close quarters, frustrating both fighters and breaking momentum just as tempers threaten to flare. Kevin Barry fumes in Parker's corner. while Joshua remains outwardly calm, adjusting, conserving energy, clearly still in second gear. The jab becomes Joshua's most reliable weapon, a spear that keeps Parker honest and disrupts his rhythm. Parker's movement is sharp, his defense clever, but he often finds himself in no man's land, too far to land cleanly, too close to avoid the clinch. The physical disparity becomes increasingly apparent. Joshua's reach, his strength, his ability to control distance. Still, Parker refuses to fade, darting in with short combinations, showing he can take Joshua's power without folding. The fight is competitive, tactical, and tense, a battle of plans rather than chaos, with both men earning the crowd's respect through skill and resolve. As the later rounds arrive, fatigue begins to whisper in the background, though neither fighter shows it openly. Joshua continues to dominate behind the jab and right hand, his punches sharp and explosive despite the minutes ticking away. Parker keeps searching, working the body when allowed, trying to rough Joshua up on the inside, only to be pulled apart again and again by a referee eager to maintain order. Cuts appear, particularly beneath Parker's left eye, but they do little to slow his determination. Joshua, rarely forced onto the back foot, briefly gives ground under Parker's pressure, then reasserts control with textbook efficiency. Every time Parker steps in, he is either met by a stiff jab or forced into a clinch, his momentum stalled just as it threatens to build. The crowd senses the narrative forming. Joshua's physical advantages, his patience, his ability to nullify Parker's best work. Yet there is admiration, too, for Parker's grit, his refusal to wilt, his willingness to keep asking questions, even as answers are hard to find. In the championship rounds, Joshua looks comfortable, almost clinical, managing distance, picking his moments, while Parker throws volume, hoping for something decisive. It is a high-level heavyweight contest, defined not by knockdowns, but by control, discipline, and the relentless grind of elite boxing at the highest level. When the final bell rings, both men stand tall, gloves raised, breathing heavily but intact, having shared 12 demanding rounds under immense pressure. The tension shifts from the ring to the scorecards, though the sense in the stadium is clear. As the announcer speaks, the crowd listens in near silence, the weight of the moment hanging thick in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. The verdict is unanimous. The fighting pride of the United Kingdom retains his titles. Anthony Joshua is declared the winner by unanimous decision, adding the WBO belt to his collection and cementing his status atop the heavyweight division. There is respect between the fighters as they embrace, Parker proving his toughness and heart, Joshua proving his maturity and command. Wembley erupts once more, not just in celebration of victory, but in recognition of a champion who passed another test on the road of greatness. On this night, under the brightest lights, Anthony Joshua did not simply win a fight. He confirmed his reign, his discipline, and his place at the center of the heavyweight world.